Hello, everybody, and welcome to your favorite show. We're talking about wrestling and racing, brought to you by GreenvilleSportsMedia.com. That's right, Greenville Sports Media. Also, we want to thank Arden's Burger Grill in Central South Carolina, Pepsi Cola, and also Dorsey Auto Sales. If you need a car, Dorsey Auto Sales is where you need to go. Anderson, South Carolina on Whitehall Road. Well, folks, let's bring him in. We're going to have a quick show tonight. But we do want to go over a double or nothings coming up this weekend, and it's going to be great. And we want to go over the matches and get our predictions. And you can't do that without the man with the plan. Let's bring him in. Ref Brandon, how's it going, man?
Absolutely fantastic. Hope you are too, Jay.
I can't complain. Wouldn't do much good anyway. All right, well, Ref Brandon, we're going to kind of skip NASCAR unless you know who won the basically the All-Star race this past weekend.
Yeah, Denny Hamlin won, but the actual All-Star race was awful. But it's not because anything the drivers did; it's because they've just convoluted the way you get in now, and they've convoluted how you get in, and they've convoluted the actual stages and all that. And this year, by lap 3, about half the field was taken out of the race. But Denny Hamlin won the All-Star race.
Yep, and also they got rid of the Open, and no one really even saw that.
Yeah, they're pretty much trying to make it where they're still calling it an All-Star race, but everybody can race in it.
Yep, I agree.
It's basically a regular race, just not a points race.
All right, well, folks, let's get straight to it. Let's get to our pro wrestling report, brought to you by Arden's Burger Grill in Central South Carolina. Go by and see Donnie and Angie. That's right, Angie is back at Arden's Burger Grill. Make sure you go by and see them. Angie and Jill are in the morning. Donnie and Paul are in the afternoon. I tell you what, you just can't get no better than Arden's Burger Grill in Central South Carolina, or in the Walmart Shopping Center. Make sure you go by and see them right beside the Dollar Tree. All right, Ref, let's do just a quick WWE. What was your thoughts on Raw this past Monday night?
Nothing really. Same old to me. They're just not advancing the storylines. They're not advancing any of the characters. And it's about time for the next pay-per-view. And they've announced, I think, 3 matches. But, they normally don't have but 4 or 5. So they're only going to add another, 1 or 2 to it. But they're still just the same old. They're just not doing anything to garner your attention and make you want to watch.
I agree with you 100%. All right, Ref, we got AEW Double or Nothing pay-per-view this coming weekend. And AEW is known for having great pay-per-views. Even in the matches that have not had a lot of build-up to them, they still have A-plus type matches. Of course, you do get your occasional Bs because, there is the matches that Ref will tell you exactly are Bs. So, let's get to it, Ref. What's our first match this week?
We got a singles match for the AEW International Championship, which, by the way, I had already saw this card, but I was thinking since Monday was Memorial Day that this show was going to be the following weekend, so it wouldn't be a holiday weekend, but I think next weekend might be the WWE pay-per-view. But anyway, this pay-per-view Sunday is going to take place from the Louis Armstrong Arena in Queens, New York. And the AEW International Championship is Kazuchika Okada versus Konosuke Takeshita.
Give me Takeshita. I think this is the one time that he's going to take out our buddy.
You think so?
I think he captures the title. They've been building this storyline. This is one of the longest storylines because it seems like they keep coming back and forth to it. They let him go off on a little bit of a tangent for a minute and then put him right back into it. And I think that's only because the reason why I think he wins it is because I think they're going to have Akashka go into the Owen Hart tournament and win it.
Well, I was gonna go with Takeshita, but just because you went with him, I'll go with Okada.
Okay.
Because it's gonna be boring if we agree on every single match, and I'm sure there's some we're gonna agree on. The next match has a stipulation. This match is an I Quit match for the AEW World Tag Team Championships, and if Cage and Cope lose, they must retire as a tag team, and they're taking on, of course, the champions, Dax Harwood and Cash Wheeler, FTR.
This is where Cage and Cope will win the tag team titles. I don't have them breaking them up, and they've actually allowed FTR to keep the titles a little bit longer. So I think this is where Cage and Cope will win the titles, because you know they're going to win it, a world tag title, one more time as a team before they do break up.
And just like I knew we'd agree on some, I agree with you on that one. And I hate that stipulation, because unless you think Cage and Cope are fixed to retire as a tag team, you pretty much have to think they're going to win. So to me, adding that stipulation just spoils the outcome of the match. Now, this next match has a lot of people in it, and they do one of these every year around this time. It's a Stadium Stampede match. Now we got Jericho, Bobby Lashley, and Shelton Benjamin, the Hurt Syndicate, and the Elite, which is Kenny Omega, Jungle Jack Perry, Matt Jackson, and Nick Jackson, going against the Demand, Ricochet, Bishop Khan, and Toa Leona, the Don Callis family, Mark Davis, and Andrade, and the Dogs, Clark Connors, and David Finlay.
That's a lot of people. Give me Jericho's team, only because the other team doesn't have enough top stars on it. I just do not see them winning.
That is a lot of people. But I don't know why when they have one of those Stampede matches, they take 85 guys and throw them in there.
It's like it was almost like its own version of the Royal Rumble, but it's allowed to be all over the arena.
Yeah, but I agree with you. I'll go with Jericho's team on that as well. Now, this next match, we're probably going to disagree on this one, but it's a four-way match for the Women's World Championship. Champion Thekla versus Hikaru Shida versus Jamie Hayter versus Chris Statlander.
Oh, my goodness. Well, you know where my heart is. It's with Chris Statlander. But this match, I think we're going to see a new women's champion. And it won't be Statlander. Give me Jamie Hayter. I think they're going to put the title on her to see if she can rekindle some of the fan support she got before she got hurt. Because if she can't, I see her gone, and I see AEW going after someone else.
I think Thekla retains.
Okay, there we go. We're already separated here a little bit.
Now on match 5, these next two matches, 5 and 6, are men's Owen Hart Cup quarterfinal matches. One of them we have is Bandito versus Swerve Strickland, and the other one we have is Samoa Joe versus Will Ospreay.
Give me Will Ospreay against Samoa Joe, even though Samoa Joe's my guy. I just think they're building this thing for Will Ospreay, where he's already said that he guarantees to win this tournament. I think it's going to be him and Okada, and then in the other one, it was who now?
Bandito and Swerve Strickland.
Swerve Strickland by a landslide. Bandito will not win this match. He's already going to lose the ROH World Title.
All right, I'm gonna go with Samoa Joe and Swerve Strickland.
All right.
And then this next match is women's Owen Hart Cup quarterfinals, and this will probably be the worst match of the night. Just looking at the 8 matches they have here now, I'm sure there's probably going to be more added come Sunday. But of the 8 listed, this will be the worst match of the night. Athena versus Mina Shirakawa.
Athena.
Yeah, and I agree on that one too. And then the main event is for the AEW World Championship, and it's title versus hair. Darby Allin versus MJF.
Darby Allin, great story, great. He's done great with the world title since he's had it every single week, definitive against top tier competition. But MJF, I do not see losing his hair. I see MJF getting his title back in time for Wembley Stadium for a match versus Will Ospreay.
The only way I see MJF losing his hair is if he does some kind of angle like Kurt Angle did years ago, where he loses it and then comes out there the next week with a wig on or earmuffs or a hoodie or, something. He's not going to walk out to the ring showing his bald head.
Yeah, I don't see it happening unless he just wants to go bald and this is his way of doing it. I just don't see that.
But I'm going to go with Darby Allin winning.
Oh, you got Darby Allin. Oh.
Yeah, and I'm an MJF fan, but I just think with them having that stipulation, I think they're trying to make you think MJF wins. So I think they're going to pull a swerve and Darby Allin retains.
Well, there you go, folks. You heard it right here. That's our predictions from the matches we got so far. Tonight, of course, AEW is actually on air right now, so there might be a match or two. They usually have a pre-hour show, which seems to always have the Riz and what's his name, the Big Boom, or I can't even remember his name anymore.
Yeah, the Boom Boom guy.
Yeah, his two sons, the Riz and anyway. They usually have them in a match, and then I've heard Sammy Guevara and somebody's going to be wrestling, but that hasn't been confirmed yet. I guess we'll find out tonight or on Collision. But I think this is going to be a pretty good pay-per-view considering it's Double or Nothing, but it's not going to be the one that they had like last year.
Yeah, I agree with you. I see next week we'll have a busy week because we've got to review Double or Nothing and preview Clash in Italy because that's next Sunday.
Yep.
And they've only announced 2 matches so far as official. Now, we know they're only going to have 4 or 5, but they're going to have more than 2. So by next week, we should know at least 4.
Yep, and we know that one of them's going to be Gunther versus Cody Rhodes. And the other one is the return of Brock Lesnar versus Fallible.
Yeah, and we also have now the Brock. I've heard the same thing you have about Brock, but that match is not official yet. But I think it will happen. But the other official match is a Tribal Combat.
Yeah.
The heavyweight title with Roman Reigns and Jacob Fatu.
Yep. So we've got quite a bit next week, and plus we'll have NASCAR because we'll have the Coke 600.
Yep, that's this Sunday. It's always Memorial Day weekend. Memorial Day weekend is a big day for people that love racing because Formula One has their biggest race of the year at 8 o'clock Sunday morning, and then at noon, of course, will be the Indy 500. And then at 6 o'clock will be the Coca-Cola 600. So there's racing on all day long Sunday. So the racing fans love Memorial Day weekend.
And we'll have pro wrestling that night also. So quite a bit of headbanging going on. We're going to, next week's show, hopefully we'll have quite a bit. We might have to make it 2 shows, just to do one show on the race and one show on wrestling.
Yeah, and I got a busy week too because if the weather holds up, me and my beautiful wife have a wrestling show tomorrow night, but it's supposed to be outside. So if it does rain, they'll probably have to cancel it. But as of right now, we're still on for that show. And then this Saturday will be our normal 4th Saturday show for Total Aggression Wrestling, which is in East Denali at the SWA building. And then the next Saturday, May 30th, Total Aggression is running a show at our church.
Oh.
So we've got a show tomorrow, a show Saturday, and then show next Saturday at our church, and it'll be a regular Total Aggression show, but all the proceeds that night will go to our church. So
there you go, folks.
We got a busy 9 days coming up.
Well, folks, make sure you get out and support independent wrestling. Go out and support Ref Brandon and his crew. Make sure you go to these shows. He tells you these because he would love to see you. Make sure you go up to see him before the show or after the show. Or do even one better, start yelling at him during his matches that he calls, because he's blind, and sometimes it's always good to wear the glasses with everything covered and act like you're blind doing the Stevie Wonder. Just go out there and show Ref Brandon some love either way, whether you like him or don't like him. Just go out there and show Ref Brandon some love. And of course, you cannot beat if the Queen is there, and we all know who she is. But anyway, folks, we want to thank you for joining us on this short edition of Rasslin and Racin. Hopefully, like we said, it's short this week, but next week is going to be long. We might have to do 2 shows. Might have to do like NASCAR and maybe a recap of AEW, and then the following night or something, maybe we might have to do all WWE. We'll figure it all out between now and then. But folks, we want to thank you for joining us for Rasslin and Racin, brought to you by Ardensburg Grill in Central South Carolina. Go by and see Donnie and Angie, and they will take care of you. Of course, Dorsey Auto Sales in Anderson, South Carolina. If you need a good, reliable used car, you cannot beat Dorsey Auto Sales in Anderson, South Carolina. Also, we want to thank Pepsi Cola, Greenville Sports Media, and also make sure you check out Ref Brandon where?
On YouTube at Ref Brandon and the Todd Family.
There you go. 7 days a week. He's got a podcast now. He might not do it every day, but he'll do something. Trust me. And usually on Wednesday he does his top 10s, and it's never on just wrestling or football or whatever. He mixes it up, and he does it definitely on sports 90% of the time, as far as on all the other days. So definitely check him out. Leave a comment. Make sure you subscribe, and of course, give him that thumbs up or even a thumbs down. But if you're going to give him a thumbs down, you better tell him why. So anyway, we want to thank you for joining us here on Rasslin and Racin this week's special AEW Double or Nothing preview show. And of course, be checking us out next week, because next week's going to be a big week for us, because we got a full Sunday of racing, 3 different races, and then we've got pay-per-view review and a pay-per-view preview. So lots, like we said, we're going to have to figure it all out. Me and Ref will, between now and Sunday. We'll let you know what we're going to do. Might be a Monday, Tuesday. Monday all racing, since we got 3 big races, and then Tuesday we should know what's going to happen on Raw, leading up into the show in Italy. So thank you for joining us here on Rasslin' Racin. This is Jay speaking for me and Ref Brandon. So long, everybody.